What's happening, family? What's happening, family? Let me get right to this, man, because I don't want to delay or waste any time on this. So let's get this intro thing out the way because I got to give a shout out to to the production team that created the soundtrack for the new season of the podcast. Shout out to Rated Bama for putting the music together for me. So we're going to get right off into this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to waste any more time because I got a lot to give you and a short time to give it to you. And I want to make sure that everybody can hear me very well. So we got the filter that's put back onto the mic so that everyone can hear me very clearly. So welcome to Plugged In, ladies and gentlemen, where I plug you in with the information that you need in order to make you successful and to give you the things that's going to change your condition and change your life. So let's get right off into this. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, I put up this post. That you're seeing behind me to where I was talking about it was a calls to attention on what's happening just in the world, not just what's happening in the world, but into various different communities, especially that of Black communities. But I want to draw the attention because most people stopped at Bill Cosby. Most people stopped at R. Kelly. It went to Master P, Kanye West. Let's get over here. Kanye West and Kyrie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the great Bishop T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes is now on the hot seat. Now, you know something is going on in the world, ladies and gentlemen, and I promise you I'm going to tie this into business because especially for us in this social media space where we are social media influencers or we have a platform on social media and we're somewhat in a position of authority, not as authority as in we are the shakers and the movers, but we have a presence and a platform. Let me get it right there. And everyone knows Bishop T.D. Jakes that's out there right now. I mean, been a pastor and a preacher for a not long number of years. Has the Potter's House Church all over the country. He has different ones, but he's based out of Dallas. But they also have them everywhere. And the thing about this article that was coming out, and the reason why I posted this was because the powers that be are now going after T.D. Jakes. Now, and it struck me as odd. I was talking to my mother about this earlier today, and I was like, Mom, you know, and you guys know that I don't talk race, religion, or politics. So this is why we're tying this into business, is because this is what I want you guys to start seeing and recognizing and opening up your eyes to this. When you have a social media presence and you are an influencer, a mover and a shaker, so to speak, or you have a position of authority, even in you're just local in your community, you have to understand that when you become, when you start getting a little bit of notarization or notoriety, you have to be careful, very careful, with dealing with the eyes of the public and dealing with the eyes and the mentality of the people. Why is that? Because, ladies and gentlemen, when you start acquiring a little bit of influence and a little bit of notoriety and a little bit of power, even in your own communities, there are forces that's going to come after you to tear you down and discredit. This is why I labeled this, when I posted this, I was talking about that most people just thought that it was Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby has been around for years, all the way back to the Fat Albert days when I was a little boy. He's been on television for a lot of years. He's not only just did the Fat Albert series, cartoon series. Bill Cosby has been in a lot of movies with Sidney Poitier, not Diane Carroll, but Cicely Tyson. He has a huge catalog all the way up to the 90s when he ran the 90s and single-handedly saved NBC. Now, those in various different backgrounds or whatever the case may be, I don't care what how you want to classify yourself. When it became public to some people, I won't say some of us, but to some people, when it was made public that he was going to buy NBC or he put a bid in for NBC, then some 40-year-old cases that were never, ever even reported back then came out that Bill Cosby was drugging women and raping them or taking their cookies, whatever, however you want to look at it. Then it went to R. Kelly. R. Kelly, great hit maker, especially from my generation, my era. R. Kelly had, a lot of families, a lot of children are in this world off of R. Kelly's music. Now, needless to say, he didn't get convicted and went to prison for what they said he did, which covered statutory rape. He was molesting and raping little young girls, or however you want to view that. He was all the way up to that throne as being dubbed the R&B king, the Pied Piper. And all of this stuff came out, completely tore down his career. Same thing happened to Bill Cosby. Master P, who is recently in the news now, is beefing with his son over money. Now, again, variously, however you view that point, I'm not one for airing out the family's dirty laundry on public platform. You'll never hear me talk about that. You'll never hear me express anything. Now, we all go through things in our personal world, but that's not for the public to be privy to. What's in your personal, keep personal. Now, if you know me already, you already know where I'm taking this. Kanye West, more recent, prior to Master P, came out and was spilling the tea about various things going on behind the scenes. You guys already know that the hidden forces in this world, or the hidden powers in this world, don't want to have the tea spilt. Kyrie went from 1.9 billion all the way down to 480 million in 24 hours. Ooh, that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt. You go from the Billy Club all the way back down to less than half a billion in 24 hours. Lost all kind of endorsements, lost all kind of deals that he had, even to the point that his bank even told him, we don't even want your money in our bank. Close his accounts. Now, that's the first time I've ever heard of a bank telling someone, get your money and get out. Like, what I'm going to do with all these millions? And no bank that I know of now has even taken him on unless he's went to a smaller bank that really needs that type of money to be put into their coffers to where they can do what they do on the banking level. Kyrie Irving is another one. The brother lost millions of dollars for simply making a post. He had nothing to do with Hebrews to Negroes. He put no money into the investment strategy of that movie. He didn't even have anything to do other than to watch it, liked it, and post it for other people to watch it. Basically on people who follow his platform. Now, you guys have heard me cover this before about what you put on your platform, on social media platforms. That just goes to your friends list. That just goes to your friends list. So only the people that follow you on social media platforms were the only ones who got that until the trolling nation got it and said, hey, Kyrie is promoting this anti-Semitic movie, which the movie is on the platform of Amazon. So He's not making any money off of this movie. Not a single penny off of this movie. Now, where I'm taking you to, ladies and gentlemen, is this right here. You have to be careful with what you put on social media. That can hurt your business. Not only just your business, it can tear down and destroy your reputation. It can tear down and destroy your name. And it can cause a whole lot of pain to your family members who are connected to you, who are beneficiaries of your success. Now, anytime that you come up in the world and you start doing a little bit better than what you did before, the first thing that a lot of people do is take care of their families. You take care of your families, and then you take care of your A1s, as we say in the urban culture. Your A1s from day one. These are the people that have been with you through the struggles, the trials, and the tribulations. You put them on, or you get them in a sense of, you create businesses and start businesses, and then you hire your A1s and you hire your family members to come on the ride with you, because now it's more of a celebration, because now I can really feel good about the money and the status and the celebrity platform or the level that I have got on, because these people have been with me from day one. Now, in the world of business, ladies and gentlemen, I coach this a lot of time to all of my clients. Do not intertwine business and personal because of things like this, ladies and gentlemen. Because here's the thing about the court of public opinion. The court of public opinion has never blamed the individual person. Now, we're all capable of falling down. We are capable of slipping. We are capable of backsliding, if you've ever heard that term, into the Christian ideology. Because we're human. We will never obtain the level of perfection. We are people in this humanly body, and we are capable of making errors. But in the court of public opinion, as if you guys can go through my platforms where I posted this video, and you can watch this video, they are now persecuting TD Jakes, and that part, they have caused a separation now into Christendom. Now, the guy, and I'm going to put up the other background so you guys can see the attack on this, and you can go back and watch this on your own in your personal time. The man that is spearheading this thing against TD Jakes is this man right here. And I'm going to slide out the way so you guys can see who this is. This man here, and this is what I put on this caption: Satan exempts nobody. This man right here is one of the head authors or head leaders in the Evangelical Church, which is the largest Christian organization in the United States of America. He has taken it upon himself, ladies and gentlemen, to call out TD Jakes and tell TD Jakes that he is practicing a heresy or a heretic or a heresy part of Christianity, by saying that TD Jakes does not believe in the Trinity or the triune God. He believes or teaches the Trinity as in three separate people. Now, you guys can go back and watch this, which was, I was telling my mother earlier today, I said it was a term that I had never, ever heard of, called modalism. Now, when I went to Google searching modalism, and again, I'm telling you, I'm tying this into business because this is what you have to wake up and watch for. When I was Google searching that word modalism, modalism goes all the way back to the year 325 AD at the Council of Nicaea in Nice, Italy, when the Catholics or the Pope or the Roman Church had the original manuscripts of the book we now know as Bible, and they was removing and pulling out different things and putting in things or keeping the things that they wanted to put into this collection of 66 books. And modalism was one of the things that they had removed and declared heresy. Wow. Now, they brought up an old ancient word, modalism, and attached it to T.D. Jakes. Out of all of the things that, and I don't know T.D. Jakes personally, I did just like most of you have done. I have seen him on television. I've heard of the works that he's done. T.D. Jakes has done movies and plays and written several books and has helped hundreds of thousands of people, not just in Texas or Dallas or the United States. His ministry has gone all over the world. But now, ladies and gentlemen, and this is not even the worst, because I'm going to show you another one that they haven't stopped there. Now, this man here, and this is what I was talking about. I was wondering, for all of those who have thought that it was just going to stop with T.D. Jakes, where it didn't. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the new one. And I want you to bear with me because I'm pulling this up right now, and I want you guys to see this. They are going after, guess who's next? Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin. Now, this is an interesting story. Kirk Franklin just had done the BET Awards the night before, and he performed like he always does, like he's performed hundreds of other times that he's been on BET. He's been honored. The man is a Grammy award-winning music producer, songwriter, and instrumentalist. All of the music that they have done, and everybody knows Kirk Franklin's work, especially in the Black urban culture. But Kirk Franklin was out eating, and this man right here, this is a megaphone that he has in his hand, ladies and gentlemen, a big old megaphone. Now, I wish you guys can see it down at the bottom, but it's covered up. But he has a big megaphone, the police-sized megaphones that they do for crowd control. This is not one of those little Radio Shack ones, not the little bitty one. This is a big one that he has on a strap, a cross-body strap, under his arm, a big bullhorn. And he's tearing into Kirk Franklin from across the street. Now, the restaurant that Kirk Franklin was at is behind this Chevrolet car here. It was on the opposite side. And when I saw word of this, and this guy's just yapping and telling Kirk Franklin he needs to repent and blah, 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 blah. And he's throwing out scriptures and blah, 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 blah on this megaphone. I said to myself then, I said, Kirk, don't get up. Ignore him. Ignore him. Which the scriptures in the Bible, if anybody's ever read the Bible, for those who are watching it live now and those who are going to be watching this on the replay, the scriptures tell you to ignore this type of person, because this was the setup, ladies and gentlemen. As large as Kirk Franklin's platform is, and this is not like somebody who we don't know who Kirk Franklin is. Kirk Franklin just went through the transition thing with his son, where he was. Now, that's even interesting in itself. His own child went at him first and recorded a conversation. And we have all heard that video. We've all saw that video. We've all heard the clip on YouTube or whatever case may be. If you haven't heard that, you can go back and research that for yourself. But his own son recorded Kirk Franklin using some baby language, curse words. Now, when it went out viral, the court of public opinion started chiming in, especially on Black Twitter. It started raining down on Kirk Franklin. He bounced back. Boom. Came back out. He's still doing this thing. Yes, there's many times that the man repented, said he was wrong, but y'all just need to understand, I've been dealing with this with my son for so many years. The boy is lazy. The boy is sorry. I've been taking care of him. Now, think about this. Now, I want you, adults out there, to really think about this. And a lot of people pass judgment or cast judgment on Kirk Franklin for what he said. Because, oh, he's supposed to be a man of God, and he's supposed to be this, and he's supposed to be that, and he out here cussing. But listen, if your child is telling you, now this is a human that you brought into this world, 27 years old, living at your house, you done bought them a car, you letting them stay rent free, because you know, most parents, you know, all your stuff is paid for. Now, don't even worry about the mansions and the cars and expensive cars that Kirk Franklin got. Put this on your level. Your child that you birthed into the world, brought into this world, is cussing at you and telling you what you gonna do, and they ain't doing nothing. Like you owe them. Now think about that. It's no amount of Jesus that's going to stop you from seeing the whites of their eyeballs. I'm just telling you what God knows. My mother didn't do it to me, and I wouldn't suspect that you wouldn't let your child do it and say it to you either. Think about that. Let that sizzle in your spirit for a little bit. Your child is going to tell you what you're going to do. But they're going to continue staying in your house, under your roof, eating your food, driving your car that you done bought. And he's just going to live high on the hog and then tell you what to do. Come on now. Y'all don't believe that. But anyway, he survived that part. So that didn't stop what was coming and what is coming and what has already happened with this. This man is across the street. This man is trying to eat. And this man got a megaphone telling him he needs to repent. Now, you guys can watch that. I just posted that. That's what took a little bit long for me to come on tonight. But you can watch it. And you can see the same things that I saw. I saw the setup from the beginning. The street side of me saw the setup. Now, here's the thing that most people have. Most people share a common thread in. We have to see the wreck. We have to be inquisitive, and we have to go where the trouble is. My mother used to tell me all the time, if something is happening over there, you ain't got to go over there and find out. See, that's how a lot of people get shot. You see a crowd over here fighting. Why do we have to run over there and look? That ain't none of our business. We see a wreck or accident on the road. We will find a way that we can get a close view to see what's happening, like we know them people. Or you see a fight happening and you inquisitive and you want to go over there and find out, and then the police swoop in and pull up and then arrest everybody, and then there you are, because you want to be nosy, you get caught up into the arrest. Now, and what I'm getting to this is Kirk Franklin went over there to talk to this man. He went over there to talk to him in a calm manner. Now, you see how far apart they are from each other? Here's a question that most people wouldn't even ask themselves. Why is he still talking on this big old blowhorn megaphone and Kirk Franklin is 2 feet away from you? This, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I say it's a setup. Now, this is a sign to you. This is a sign to you, plugged in listeners. When you start gaining some traction in your business world, people know you went from broke to banking. People know you went from struggling to success. Now, whatever faith or religion or practice you believe in, I don't care. You have to be aware that Satan, the devil, negative energy, however you want to call it or label it, is going to come with a megaphone and call you out in front of the masses. Now, Kirk Franklin had some type of awareness that he said, I'm going to record this. You guys see that? He got his phone in his hand recording the whole ordeal because the people across the street couldn't hear at that time. They couldn't hear what Kirk Franklin was telling this man. Now, you guys can go back and watch the video, and he was telling them, hey, look, why don't we sit down after this? This is not the time and the place to do this. But let's sit down, talk, break bread, and fellowship. What this dude said, I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to eat with you. Now, hold up. Wait, there's more. Kirk Franklin then said, okay, I can dig that. You know, I can dig it. We'll talk about it, but this is not the time and the place. So Kirk Franklin reached his hand out to shake the man's hand in a common gesture. But then the man went further and twisted the knife and said, I'm not going to shake your hand. And then quoted a scripture and threw it in his face. Now, he quoted this scripture. I mean, he's saying all of this on this microphone. Now, to people who was not in earshot of the conversation transpiring, and they probably know now what was said because he's already posted this on the internet as a means and a way of saying, hey, look, this is not going to be a one-sided conversation. I got receipts right here on my phone. Let me show y'all this video where I was trying to be respectable to the man. But the man threw a scripture out there and told him, 2 John says, we don't practice the same religion. And if I shake your hand, that means I am co-signing your sin. Ooh, y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. And y'all thought that it was just Kyrie, Kanye, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Master P. But even before that, let's go all the way back to the 60s. MLK, Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King didn't get killed, ladies and gentlemen, because of he had a dream. Martin Luther King was murdered because he woke up from that dream. There was a meeting that happened, and this is all public record. And again, I'm sticking to this with business because you got to know your history in order to know how to handle your present so it doesn't interfere with your future. Anytime you go to changing your life and changing your condition for the better, starting with yourself, getting yourself improved, coming out of the gutter, coming out of putting up your weight by putting up your success with your own bootstraps, they coming. Even your family will test you. Your children that you brought into this world will test you. Now, they have the same capabilities. Everybody has the same capabilities to be successful. I have said this over and over and over and over again till I'm blue in the face. Nobody has a foot on your neck. But the way that the enemy works, he will come at you through your children, your A1s. Oh, yeah. Your A1s, they jealous now. They envious now. Your brothers and sisters will become envious now. Now, there's a difference between jealous and envy. One, if I'm jealous, I want what you have. So I'm jealous. Envious, this is why envy is a sin, a major sin, and not jealousy. See, envy is, I want what you got, and I don't want you to have it. See, that's the swapping of places. I just don't want what you got. I want what you got, and I don't want you to have it, so I can be the big fish in the little pond. You see how that thing works? So when you start making moves to become successful in their business, this type of stuff is coming. And we have to be prepared for it. ED, past tense, prepared, not preparing and not prepare. We don't need to be in the moment when this type of stuff happens. We need to already be ready for when it does happen. We know how to handle it immediately. Now, let me get back to my point. It will come. But most people thought it even went back to MLK. When MLK woke up from that dream, from that monumental historic speech that he gave on the Mall of Washington, D.C., he had a meeting with J. Edgar Hoover. At that time, he was the national director for the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This was so much of an eye-opener for Martin, not just for me, because when I saw it years later, when I became an adult, and I saw how it went down, there was a closed-door meeting. The only ones that was in that meeting was J. Edgar Hoover, Ralph Abernathy, John Lewis, and I think it was somebody else. It was another companion or close personal person that was in MLK's camp. Now, here's the thing. Martin took those people in the meeting, so he had witnesses. And you would think, okay, that was a smart move right there. So it wasn't just a he said, she said. I got witnesses of what happened. But in that meeting, and now it is now public record, J. Edgar Hoover played Martin Luther King and his companions or his group some tapes of Martin at another woman's house. Oh, look how devilish that demon is. Look how devilish it was. Now, according to the history, it was nothing proven that he was having an extramarital affair with this woman, but it was the implication to be put out in the court of public opinion. It was the implication. It doesn't have to be true, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you have to watch for when you're in business. Somebody puts a rumor out there, or they scandalize your name, or they put some larceny on your name. It doesn't have to be true. It is not for you. It's for the court of public opinion to tear you down and walk away from you. Look how many of us walked away from Bill Cosby. Look how many of us walked away from R. Kelly because we thought that he was out touching little girls. But you know the funniest part about that, and I'm going to come back to this. The funniest part about R. Kelly, he didn't get convicted for statutory rape. He didn't get convicted for rape, period. He didn't get convicted for anything other than lewd and lascivious acts, being too freaky. Come on, really? And we left that man out there. Now, we may not have liked what he was doing or making women do or having women do, but that's not what he went to prison for. That's not what he lost all of his money, his accolades, his Grammys being taken or reversed. He didn't lose all of that for rape. He lost it for being lewd and lascivious. Look those words up, which are still laws on the law books, especially if you live in the South. Anything outside of missionary is considered bestiality, and you, ladies and gentlemen, can go to prison. Look those laws up. Look them up. They pulled a law from 1903 and convicted that man for being freaky. But you can listen to his music. That ain't nothing that's uncommon, especially in the urban culture. That's nothing uncommon. You can hear his music and know that he was a freak. But we separated from him. You see how the enemy snuck in? And then here's the funny part about it. It's already rumored that the case will be overturned in the Court of Appeal, in the Supreme Court, because that was not the original charge that was brought. Now, when you get people all in their feelings and emotions, and you got all of these people, now, I don't know if y'all knew, but out of all 17 of those women that was on the series, see, here we go. 17 women did those documentaries, and only one testified. And the one that testified found out to tell a story. Now, how does that? What are you trying to say, Robert? I'm trying to tell you, family, when you start making moves, even you, on whatever level, you don't have to be a mega million or a 100 millionaire status. You don't even have to be 100 million. You can just start your ascension to success, and it's coming. You don't even have to have your own business. Just get a good job and buy a car. Get a good job and you elevate your living standards. The whisperers are coming. We've already experienced it, ladies and gentlemen. They bought that old car over there and know they can't afford it. See, that's not for you. That's for the court of public opinion. So now everybody is side-eyeing you. Huh? And all you did was just upgrade it. You got rid of that 1991 Honda Accord that was smoking like you had a barbecue grill in the back of it. It doesn't even have to be a 2022. You can just get you a 2012. You can just get you a car that's 10 years old. We got a comment that just dropped in. What's up, Della? I have not walked away from them. I see the forest and the trees. Great. But here's the thing, Della. You and I are on an island by ourselves. You and I are on a completely island. It's not, and we're not alone. It's a quite other few people. But look at what happened in the Bible days of Jesus. His own homeboys, his disciples. And again, y'all, I don't get preachy. I'm not a preacher. I'm not qualified to be no preacher, no minister, or nothing like that. I'm just an observant and a post-righteous teacher. But when Jesus had already told them what they was going to do, he told them, you're going to deny me before the cock crows 3 times. You're going to say this. You're going to run. You're going to hide. You're going to be the one that's going to betray me. You're the one that's going to take. Now listen. And then Jesus even told us 2,000 years ago, he said, what you have seen them do to me, they going to do it to you, Kirk Franklin. What you seen them do to me, you're going to see them do it to you, T.D. Jakes, Kanye West, R. Kelly, Kyrie Irving, Master P, Martin Luther King, Jesse. Oh, man, they rattled poor little Jesse Cage so bad. Jesse has been in a life of obscurity. It ain't just them. Mike Tyson. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. Now, Minister Farrakhan, Come on now. Huey Newton, Kwame Ture, formerly Stokely Carmichael. Come on now. Ben Johnson, the former owner of BET. Now, some have drank the Kool-Aid, took the money, and ran. Now, this is not getting into conspiracies. I don't want to do this. This is not conspiracy. This is actual fact from documented history. This is what history is there for us to do, ladies and gentlemen. It's there for us to learn. And now I apply it to every facet of life, including in the world of business. Because if they'll do it to somebody who has this money, if they'll do it to somebody who got his money, if they'll do it to somebody who got TD Jakes' money, they even went after Oprah. Remember when Oprah was building the schools in Africa? And the complaint that they put out in front of the world of public opinion was the dietary menu at the school. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. That's all that y'all could come up with? These folks have been eating rice. It was crazy. And Oprah said, well, where were you when I was building all of this? That's what she said. So now let's speed this on up, because now this is what I want you guys to understand, and what I want you to know is that, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you have to guard your what you are trying to build, because people are coming, and you have to prepare yourself for the position that's down the road waiting on you. See, this life that we live has already been written. It's already been scripted. We just falling into the rut. So on that road, you got to prepare yourself, even though you can't see it. See, that's the whole basis of faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of not seen. You may not even be rich yet. You may not even be wealthy yet. You may not even be a business owner yet. But you got to prepare your mind. You have to prepare your mind for that is what is to come, as if you already have it. This is why a lot of us aren't successful, because one, we don't even believe that we can be successful. We don't even believe that we are entitled to everything that was already promised to us. This is why you hear people saying terms, it is what it is. My mama was born in the projects and in the hood. My grandmama was in the hood. I'm going to be in the hood too. Why would you want to accept that curse? This is why, again, nobody put that foot on our neck. We put our own foot on our neck, and the other foot is in our mouth. You have what you have because that's where you're comfortable at. And when a person becomes comfortable, especially in a condition that's not bringing you anything, that means you done gave up. Now that to me is tragic, because you're saying, I don't even want to know what's out there that's better for me. Did you know that there are a lot of women that's still in an abusive relationship because in their mind, this is the best and only kind of man that I'm going to ever have? It's a lot of men that's in relationships and marriages. Their wife and woman is doing any and everything, but they have already convinced themselves, because they're comfortable there, she can do whatever she want to do, long as I get to eat. Come on, man. We are Some people will stay on a job 20, 25, 30 years. You done dedicated a third of your life. And we go in and put in 1,000% for somebody else to achieve their dreams. And they only give us $7. He's made 100. Now, think about that. If your boss can afford to pay you, let's even just say $15 an hour. If he can pay you $15 an hour, and you know the ins and the outs of this job, you know the ups, the downs, the backwards and forwards, you know everything that there is to know. That means he needs you more than you need him, but he's only paying you this right here. You get this crumb right here. But we are conditioned and programmed in our mind that this is the best that it's going to be. Man, ain't no other jobs around here paying $17, $18 an hour. I might as well stay on here and put up with whatever I got to put up with. But how can you believe in anything if you think that that's the only place that your creator wants you to be? Ladies and gentlemen, again, we have to prepare ourselves for it to come on any platform or any level of whatever we are doing or trying to achieve in life. We have to be prepared. And in that preparation, we have to know that all of this stuff is coming. And it's not just stopping. This is not a black or a white thing, because it applies to all nationalities. It applies to all races, creeds, colors. It don't matter who it is, because the overall goal is to cause you to turn around. Now, I wish I had the time to do this. I might have to go and plug in, because actually I'm going to make another podcast about this, but you guys stay tuned. I promised you on the last podcast that I was going to talk about income taxes and the benefits of having an LLC. We're going to cover that. I think I'm going to cover that in 2 podcasts. I'm going to do one more in between this one and that one about income taxes, because there's some things that you want to know. And that podcast is going to be the understanding and the breakdown of something that everybody's looking and making fun of, and it is a distraction, because people are making fun of Donald Trump and those NFT cards that he's selling at $99 a card and put a limit on 10. But I'm going to give you the breakdown and how that is all tax-free money to the tune of $4.3 million and counting. 4.3 million and counting. Oh, that's going to be a good one right there. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, I thank you guys for chilling with me. These 48 minutes, don't want to be long, but I got to be strong. And listen, hey, again, ladies and gentlemen, stay on your grind. Stay on your business. Now, the one thing that I want to point out to you, you have to be careful about what you put on your platform of social media. Do not mix your business platform and your personal platform. Do not do that. Because when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to go on this one. When you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you are setting yourself up for persecution from the court of public opinion. You can do all the good in the world, but if you make one misstep, that can cause you a whole lot of pain and grief. Separate your personal pages from your business page. Do not intertwine those two. Do not intertwine your personal and your business. Keep your business separate and your personal. So how you feel about race, religion, and politics, keep that on your personal page. Sometimes, and especially in today's society that we're living in, you can't even voice your own personal feelings because it can cross over and affect your business like it did with Kyrie. This is what the purpose of this podcast was to tell you to be careful and limit your personal views on your business platform. That man just posted about a movie. He didn't even tell nobody to go watch it. I don't remember seeing that. He might have said it. I don't know. I remember reading the title of the movie. Now, and anybody could have watched it, but him sharing his personal views about a movie that he didn't even create simply tells you right now, you are not, ladies and gentlemen, here's one thing. Let me sum this up and I'm going to get out of here. Even though they say we have freedom of speech, you only have freedom of speech until you say something that's going to piss somebody off. Kirk Franklin, you can't even perform at the BET Awards because you did the moonwalk on stage and you're going to make a whole lot of people go to hell. Ain't that silly? Kanye West, you can't say nothing about the Jewish people. See, that might get me banned. But you can't say nothing about people who are Jewish, not Jews, but Jewish, Jew-like. You can't even say nothing about them because you can say it, but we don't like what you said. Now we're going to cancel and take all your money. Master P, when Master P went at Kellogg and came out with the Snoop Loops, a business deal that he had with Snoop Dogg, the rapper, and they was coming out with a whole grain cereal, which is owned by Brothers Foods. That's Snoop Dogg's food company. And they was coming out with a new cereal line that was going to compete with Fruit Loops. They went after that man and told him, y'all got to change. Y'all got to take off Loops. You can't say Snoop Loops. Now, how you going to tell me that I can't name my cereal Snoop Loops? It ain't Fruit Loops. And then I put a Z on the end and not an S. No, that's too close. Like, how are we going to confuse Snoop Loops and Fruit Loops? Ladies and gentlemen, hey, I'll talk with y'all. I'll see y'all on the other side. Peace.